You know that moment where you open the pantry, close it, open it again 10 minutes later, and you're not even sure what you're looking for? That's food noise. And if you've been told your whole life that the solution is just more willpower, more discipline, more self control, I need you to hear something. It's not. I lost 65 pounds naturally, kept it off for over a decade, and one of the biggest things I had to learn was how to quiet the constant noise around food. Today, I coach clients using GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound, and I see both sides. The relief when the noise quiets, and the fear when they start asking, what do I do if I ever stop taking this? The habits my GLP-1 clients need to build for long-term success are the exact same habits that quieted my own food noise. And today, I want to give you two things that most people never hear: a way to stop giving food so much emotional power over you, and a metaphor that completely changed how I handle cravings. Because once you see food noise the way I'm about to describe it, you can't unsee it. Let's define this first, because a lot of people hear food noise and think it's just being hungry. It's not. Food noise is the mental chatter. It is opening the pantry 3 times in an hour without knowing why. It's finishing a meal and immediately thinking about the next one. It is the intrusive thoughts that show up while you're working, while you're driving, while you're putting your kid to bed. It's not physical hunger, it's a signal. And here's how I want you to think about it, because this changed everything for me. When a baby cries, you don't get angry at the baby. You don't shame the baby. You don't look at the baby and say, you just ate 2 hours ago. What's wrong with you? The cry is communication. The baby is telling you, I need something. And your job as the adult, as the one in charge, is to figure out what that something is. Are they hungry, tired, overstimulated, need to be held? You don't always know exactly what the need is right away, but you try things. You work through the list until the crying stops. Your body does the exact same thing. Food noise is your body crying. It's telling you, I need something. It doesn't send a text message saying, hey, you're short on magnesium and about 30 grams of protein today. It just sends a general distress signal. And that distress signal sounds a lot like eat. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When a baby cries, you have two options. You can hand them a rattle, something distracting, something that will temporarily occupy them but doesn't actually address the need, or you can figure out what they actually require and then meet that need. The rattle buys you 5 minutes, but the real solution quiets the crying. Food noise works the same way. You can give your body a calorie-dense, nutrient-poor meal, something heavy but empty, and that might distract the noise for a little while, but it doesn't soothe it. The crying will come back, usually louder. Or you can give your body a nutrient-dense meal, protein, fiber, color, substance, and watch what happens. The noise quiets, not because you overpowered it, but because you actually gave your body what it was asking for. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Heilman. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition and health coach, and I work with clients every day on GLP-1s, and I see both sides. The relief when the noise quiets on medication, and the fear when people wonder, what happens if I ever stop? Here's what I think we're missing. GLP-1 medications don't just suppress appetite. What they're actually doing is amplifying signals your body already has. When you eat enough protein, when you get enough fiber, when your blood sugar is stable, your body produces its own GLP-1 hormone. That hormone signals to your brain, we're good, we're fueled, you can stop scanning for food now. One way to think about it is that the medication helps quiet that distress signal, giving many people relief from that constant mental chatter around food. It's doing the soothing. And here's what I've seen with my clients. The ones who use their time on the medication to learn what their body actually needs, the protein targets, the fiber goals, the meal timing, the emotional check-ins, those are the people who succeed long-term, with or without the prescription. The ones who treat the medication as the entire strategy without learning to interpret what their body is telling them, those are the ones who struggle when the medication stops. So the question isn't, how do I get more willpower? The question is, can you create the same nourished, soothed state naturally? The answer is yes. And I know because that's exactly how I lost 65 pounds and kept it off for over a decade. Years ago, before I lost the weight, before I became a trainer, before any of this, I thought I had zero willpower. Every day felt like a battle with food. I'd white knuckle through the morning, feel semi proud of myself, and then by 8 p.m., I'd be in the kitchen eating the exact foods I said I wouldn't eat. And I genuinely believed something was wrong with me. It wasn't willpower. I was undernourished. I was running on caffeine and skipping meals. My blood sugar was crashing multiple times throughout the day. My body was screaming at me. Food noise on full volume because I wasn't giving it what it actually needed. Once I started eating enough protein, once I was getting enough fiber, once I stopped running on empty until 3 p.m., the noise didn't completely vanish, but it got quiet enough that I could finally hear myself think. And that's when everything changed. This is the part nobody told me. And it's what I want for you, whether you're on a GLP-1, considering one, tapering off, or just trying to understand why food takes up so much real estate in your brain. So what does this actually look like on a plate? If nourishment is the answer, what does nourishment look like? Now, the specific foods might vary from person to person because of allergies or taste preferences, but the basic needs are essentially the same. Now, I'm going to walk you through what exactly I eat because I get this question constantly. What do you actually eat in a day? And when I tell people, they're almost always surprised by how simple it is. Currently, I target 120 grams of protein and a minimum of 25 grams of fiber per day. Those are my non-negotiables. When I hit those numbers, the noise gets noticeably quieter. And these are the exact meals that help me drop 7.4 pounds and over 5 inches in 1 month. Breakfast. Every breakfast answers 2 questions. Where's the protein? Where's the fiber? For me, that's 1 whole egg plus 3/4 to a cup of egg whites. That's your protein base right there, scrambled with vegetables. Spinach and tomatoes are my go-to, but sometimes I'll do onions and peppers instead. Vegetables are where the fiber starts. Then I pair that with one of 3 things. Sourdough toast, either plain or I add 1/4 of an avocado sliced on top with some sea salt, some garlic powder, and minced onion. It is phenomenal. Or I'll put it on a high fiber wrap, or if I have leftover potatoes from last night's dinner, I'll pair it with that. Now, if I do the potatoes, I'll cube the potatoes, I'll spray them down with olive oil, I'll add salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and oregano, and then air fry it. On days I want to switch it up or if I'm low on time, I'll do oatmeal with yogurt and berries. Now, I still try to hit at least 30 grams of protein for that meal. The point isn't that my breakfast is fancy. The point is that every single morning, before I do anything else, I've already stacked protein and fiber, and my body registers that. The noise never gets a chance to get loud. Lunch. This is the meal people ask me about the most, so here it is. I start with a big handful of spinach or arugula. That's the base. Then I add in white beans or chickpeas for fiber and plant protein. Then I add half an English cucumber and a plum tomato, both chopped. For protein, I use Morningstar plant-based chicken strips, 5 minutes in the air fryer and they're done. If you eat meat, you can swap in real chicken or shrimp. It's the same framework. And then I add 2 tablespoons of tzatziki with Greek seasoning. Depending on the day, I'll sometimes add rice to this bowl, or I'll take the bowl, mix it all up, and then add it to a high fiber wrap. If I need more fats for the day, sometimes I'll add Kalamata olives or even a sprinkle of feta cheese. On other days, I'll switch it up. I'll swap the tzatziki for a pre-made hummus, I'll omit the Greek seasoning, and instead, I use jarred roasted red peppers, artichoke hearts, pickled onions. Same bowl, same protein plus fiber math, different flavor. These bowls take maybe 10 minutes to put together. It's not meal prep. It's just assembly. And by the time I'm done eating it, I've already clocked 35 to 40 grams of protein and a serious amount of fiber, all before 1 p.m. Notice what I haven't done yet. I haven't white knuckled through anything. I haven't been overly hungry. I haven't thought about food obsessively because my body is actually being fed what it needs. Dinner. Dinner is typically seafood if it's not vegetarian. I would currently consider myself a plant-forward pescatarian, so my go-to proteins are salmon, flounder, and shrimp. Here's the rhythm. If the seafood is frozen, I thaw it, pat it completely dry, spray a little olive oil, and then season it. Cajun is my default, then it goes in the oven or air fryer. While that's cooking, I take a zucchini, chop it up, I slice 1 or 2 plum tomatoes, I spray olive oil on those, salt and pepper, throw those in the air fryer. 15 minutes later, they're done. All of this goes over 90-second microwavable rice. When I want to change it up, I'll do a Cajun shrimp bowl. This is air fried bell peppers, air fried onions, and air fried fresh pineapple over rice. The sweet and spicy combo makes it feel like a restaurant meal, but it's the same framework. Protein, fiber, color, done. That's it. 3 meals. Protein plus fiber, repeated. No secret ingredient, no complicated protocol, just the same 2 questions at every meal. Where's the protein? Where's the fiber? Now, compare this to the days most of us actually have. The days where you run on caffeine in a granola bar until 2 p.m., then grab something quick. It's heavy, calorically dense, and not particularly nutrient dense. That meal fills your stomach. It might even make you feel full, but does it soothe? Or does the noise come back an hour later? That's the whole game. Nutrient dense quiets the crying. Calorically dense just buys you 5 minutes. One more thing, and this is a rule or a guideline that I got from a trainer I hired over 14 years ago, and it's one I still follow today. Eat earlier than you think you need to. If it comes down to a donut or nothing, eat the donut. I mean that. Because running on empty all morning, ignoring your body's signals because you're busy, that just sets you up for an afternoon and evening of uncontrollable food noise. You're not weak. You're just behind on fuel. But here's what I have to be honest about, because if I leave this out, I'm not telling you the whole story. Food noise is biological, but it isn't only biological. Most of us grew up with food in categories. Good foods and bad foods, clean eating and cheat days, foods we're allowed to have and foods we're not supposed to want. But the problem with this framework is that it gives food enormous emotional weight. When food is bad, you crave it more, not because you're physically hungry or for it, but because it's forbidden. When you eat it, you feel guilt, and guilt triggers more cravings. It becomes this cycle, and the emotional charge around food becomes louder than the actual physical need. Food neutrality says food is just food. It doesn't have moral value. You're not a good person because you ate a salad, and you're not a bad person because you ate a cookie. When you truly internalize that, and it's a practice, it's not a switch you flip, the emotional power food holds over you starts to dissolve. And here's why this connects to everything else I've said. When food is neutral, you can finally hear what your body is actually asking for without the guilt, without the rules, without the moral panic drowning it out. If food isn't good or bad, then your craving isn't a moral failure. It's just a signal. Your job isn't to fight it. Your job is to get curious. What do I actually need right now? Sometimes the answer is protein and fiber. Sometimes the answer is rest. I've had nights where I was up until 3 a.m. working and then all of a sudden had this intense urge to eat. But the last I checked, I'd hit my protein targets, hit my fiber targets, my calories were dialed in. I wasn't underfed. I was tired. Sometimes the answer is connection. Sometimes the answer is a walk. And sometimes the answer is actually just eating the cookie, but eating it without the guilt, without the emotional spiral, and without it meaning anything about who you are as a person. This is the part where you get to be curious instead of judgmental. Instead of, why can't I stop eating? Ask, what am I actually hungry for? For years, I thought I couldn't trust myself around food. Turns out I just didn't understand what my body was trying to tell me. Maybe that's true for you too. And this is where GLP-1 users have a real opportunity. And honestly, where everyone watching has the same opportunity, regardless of whether you're on medication. If you can quiet the food noise, whether through medication or through protein, fiber, and meal timing like I just showed you, you now have the mental space to work on the emotional patterns. You can practice food neutrality. You can learn to understand what your body is actually telling you instead of fighting it. The same habits I use to lose 65 pounds and keep it off for over a decade, protein, fiber, timing, food neutrality, emotional awareness, are the same ones that determine if someone keeps the weight off long term, with or without a prescription. Everything I'm teaching you here is what I'm doing right now on my own 90-day rebuild. I got a DEXA scan a few months ago and I'm tracking everything: the workouts, the meals, the setbacks. Not the polished version, the real one. If that sounds like what you need on your own journey, hit subscribe. Next week, I'm breaking down the workouts that go with these meals, the exact movements, the exact schedule, and why I'm not training the way I did 10 years ago. Until then, stay strong, bold, and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.